guys, so today we're going to be looking at people who finally realized something was off. So yeah, let's just get right into the video. My little sister really idolized male family members. Our grandfather, she adored him, obsessed with him. An uncle, she became obsessed with him, always asking about him, wanted to be his favorite. At the time, everyone thought it was adorable. Looking back, our father wasn't great, and he was often absolutely terrible to my little sister. He was angry, violent, and emotionally volatile. Looking back, my sister was clearly desperate, seeking a father figure from other male members of the family. She wanted a dad, because our own was failing her. Wait, that's so sad. Not even creepy, just sad, honestly. So she just adored them because she just wanted a good father. Because her own was literally trash. That's so sad. Seeing my dad's girlfriend with 2 black eyes and her telling me that she stepped on 2 rakes, it seemed reasonable for a 7-year-old. I guess that gives me the creeps for a very logical reason, both that he hit her and that she lied. My father was a very troubled and fractured man. The world does not miss him. Good. Glad that he's gone. I guess it's not creepy that she lied because she didn't want to traumatize the kid, right? She didn't want to be like, well, your dad did this to me. She didn't want to scare the kid. When my daughter learned the truth about Santa, she came to me and said, so you've just been making me sit on some stranger's lap this whole time? Which kind of made me have that realization that, yeah, we put our children on some random man's lap for pictures. Kind of weird. You know, I've always found that creepy. I don't know, maybe it's just me and I'm always like paranoid. What if some of the people who work as Santa Claus, they have some creepy intentions and that's the only reason they do it? Because sometimes you do see some, right? And some of them look kind of sus. Grew up in Florida in the 80s or 90s, not many houses around. One morning on the edge of our property by a woods lot, I, 8 years old, and my sister, 5 years old, found a pile of women's running clothes, neatly folded and stacked. Sneakers, socks, shorts, shirt, underwear, bra, and radio headphones still on. We told our mum, who called the police. He came out, bagged the clothes, and left. We never heard anything back, and there weren't any reports of missing women in the area. Looking back, it's really, really creepy. Yo, what if that person was just like skinny dipping? Or like, I don't know what the hell they were doing. But what if it wasn't like anything sinister and they came back and the clothes were gone? Because, yeah, I feel like normally people would only fold their clothes if they're going to come back for it, right? Because no dumb guy who's going to kidnap a woman and then take all her clothes off and then just neatly fold it there, take his time and leave the evidence, you know what I mean? I think someone was going to come back for their clothes. And I think it's even more plausible because, yeah, the cops didn't come back with anything. It's like there's no missing woman. That woman probably had to walk back home naked. My friend Leah used to catch the bus at the same bus stop as me for middle school. It was really cold one day and she told us the man whose house the bus stop was basically right in front of her friend and that he would let us stand in his garage to get out of the cold. We did a couple times and I felt so lucky. He was so nice. Leah died in a car accident in high school a few years later. My mom had been childhood friends with her dad and she told me about her passing. She mentioned to me that Leah had been molested, but the guy whose garage we stood in. What the frick? Strangers are never nice for no reason, okay? And don't trust any kind of strangers. Trust nobody, alright? Just always assume that they have an intention to do something. Yes. Just always be on your guard, alright? No one's really that nice. Okay? Obviously, there are nice people, but it's better to be safe than sorry. As a child in the 90s, I spent the summers with my dad. We went to a bar nearly every single day after work. I had my own spot at the side table where I could watch cartoons on one of the TVs and they would serve me my usual. As an adult, it really hit me how effed up this was, but I can't help but be grateful to a group of bartenders who kept me safer than my dad ever did. I also discovered they put the cartoon channels on the cable package just for the summers specifically for me. Oh, yo, the bartenders are amazing. But seriously, the dad bringing the kid to a freaking bar? Oh my goodness, worst dad ever. When I was around 13, I hired a random developer I found on the forum to come to my apartment and update the firmware on my phone, just so I could get polyphonic ringtones and a couple new games. My mom was always home, but I knew she'd be out one Thursday afternoon, so I told the guy to come then. This dude shows up, probably around 40, and I just let him into the apartment. He asked where the computer was, sat down, popped in a CD, ran the update, and I paid him 25,000 Colombian pesos, like $12 at the time. He stayed for about 40 minutes, chatting and watching the process, then left like it was the most normal thing ever. Now I think back and realize I was just a clueless kid alone in an apartment with a grown man I met online, and all the terrifying what ifs hit me like a truck. Thank God he was just a nerd and not the dangerous kind. Still got my ringtones though, totally worth it. This freaking kid really let a stranger in his home, and the parents have probably told him so many times, you know, don't let a stranger in, never open the door for a stranger. But this kid really was like, come in, do you want some tea? But seriously, lucky that the 40-year-old was not a creep. 7th or 8th grade, our class was raising money for a class trip. We were having a car wash in the church parking lot. A friend and I were holding up signs at the far end of the parking lot, and a guy stopped to ask about it. The lot was large but flat, and you can see multiple entrances from where we were standing. He asked for me to get in the car and show him where to go. I just kind of gave him a weird look and said, it's right there. He pulled away and didn't get a wash. I just thought it was odd, but whatever. It wasn't until a good 10 years later when it came to mind that he probably had a more sinister intention. He said, come in, show me where it is. Frick, sometimes being oblivious and having an attitude is the way to go. The person was really like, it's right there. Why do you need me to go in the car with you? Stupid. I dressed up as a Playboy bunny for Halloween when I was 10. Everyone thought it was so cute. Yeah, no, I can't believe the parents let them do that. What the hell? When I was around 6 or 7, I used to make a lot of noise in the house, running around, laughing, yelling, just being loud like most kids are. My parents never really minded before. At most, they would just tell me to take it outside or calm down a bit, but it was never a big deal. Then all of a sudden, my mum's tone changed. She started warning me in this odd, almost serious way, if you keep being loud like that, the hyenas will come and steal your voice. At the time, I just assumed she meant I could lose my voice from yelling too much, like straining my throat or vocal cords. That made sense to me as a kid, and I didn't think much more of it. But about a year ago, I was catching up with a childhood friend from the same neighborhood. We were reminiscing, and he mentioned something that made my stomach drop, how there had been a string of child abductions around that time. Kids were being taken at night, and to this day, the people responsible were never caught. What really unsettled me was realizing that the timing lined up almost exactly with when my mum suddenly became strict about me making noises indoors, especially at night. Wow. So she had to tell her kid to literally pipe down because she was afraid her own kid was gonna get kidnapped by someone listening outside. That's freaking scary. You know what? I feel like most urban legends are just a way to like warn kids for like things like this, to just scare kids away, right? You don't do this at night because someone's gonna get you. It was probably because, you know, there was someone outside, a person outside kidnapping kids. Well, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoy. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are, and as always, thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.